go. All right.
All right.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with Dan Palumbo, a candidate of our Avalon Charter School Board. Why don't you tell us how you are affiliated with Avalon?
Yeah, so I'm an alumni and I graduated in 2006.
Sweet. Why are you interested in serving as an Avalon School Board member?
Two main reasons. I would say the primary reason is to do what I can to make sure that Avalon continues to thrive, just to help as many students reach their potential as possible. And then a secondary reason is Avalon gave a lot to me, and so I feel the need to give back as much as I can.
Sweet. What areas of expertise, skills, contributions do you feel you can bring to our school as a board member?
Well, one, I know it's been a while, but I know what it's like to be a student at Avalon, so that's a good perspective, I think. And then, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think, is he going to edit this?
He can, yeah.
Okay, good, because I want to start over. Student. So yeah, I think that knowing what it's like to be a student at Avalon is an important perspective. And then now professionally, as a project manager, I think that I can contribute in the sense of, this might be fortunate or unfortunate, but I've attended a lot of meetings in my career and just help keep things productive and on task and goal-oriented, which, anyone who's been in a meeting know they can spiral quickly. And this might come as a surprise to my advisor, Kevin, but yeah, I think that I'll be able to just help drive things forward, stay on task, and yeah, I want to be efficient and, let's get what we need to get done.
Sweet. Awesome. Do you have any relevant community experience or board experience or employment experience?
I've been a board member on several boards, nothing as interesting as a school board, but just familiar with the, how those meetings are run and the formalities of them. Like I was on the board of a co-op or of a condominium association that I lived in, and another one at a grocery store I worked at. So I understand how these things go. So I think that's relevant. So, it can be a little jarring at first, all the roll calls and voting and formalities. So yeah, I've done it before, and that's, I think, relevant.
Sweet. Do you have any other information to add that you feel is relevant to this candidacy?
Yeah, I think that I just say that I love Avalon and I want what's best for it. And if I don't get this position, I'll just continue to try to seek out ways to help it be as successful as possible. I know what it can do for a student and for the community it's in, and I just want to see that continue to grow and keep going. And someday I'd like to have kids and have them attend Avalon, and that's not going to be for a while, so I want to make sure there's some longevity there. So yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you for your application to our board, and good luck.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with Emily Sunseth, the candidate of our Avalon Charter School Board. Why don't you tell us how you are affiliated with Avalon?
Hi, I am a parent of an 8th grade student at Avalon. We've been with the school this is our 2nd year. So got to see kind of how remote learning works at Avalon, and fortunately also got to see how in-person learning works at Avalon this year.
Sweet. Why are you interested in serving on the Avalon School Board?
I've been very impressed with Avalon. Both my husband and I have been quite impressed, both with the education, the variety of topics and subjects that are addressed in her education. We love the project model. And really the autonomy that is given to her to make her choices with both her education, her project choices, etc. Another thing I've been very impressed with is the communications that come from the school. Communications can be very challenging, but very impressed with the amount and clarity of communications that we get. And also the school's handling of the COVID crisis has been very well received in our house. So really appreciate the surveys, the confirming with the parents where the parent body is at, and you know, ensuring that people have that opportunity to have their opinion heard as well.
Awesome. What areas of expertise or skills or contributions do you feel you could bring to our school as a board member?
So I have professionally worked in project management and financial management for about 15 plus years in my career. So I definitely think that I could bring that financial view to things. I do have experience as well with reviewing contracts, contractual language, and internal documents.
Oh, great. Do you have any relevant community experience, board experience, or employment experience?
I do not have any previous board experience, so I'm excited to learn more about it and maybe bring a fresh view to the board. But my main experience would be professionally, so the project management and financial management experience that I have.
Thanks. Do you have any other information to add that you feel is relevant to your candidacy?
I'm just really excited to have the opportunity and see how things work on the Avalon board.
Well, thanks for your application to our board and good luck.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Hi, everyone. Maggie over at Avalon School. I'm interviewing Tamara Jones, a candidate for our Avalon Charter School School Board. And why don't you go ahead and let us know a little bit about yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Tamara Jones, and I am a parent at Avalon School. I have one daughter who is in 10th grade and one son who is in 6th grade. And then one of my other children will be starting 9th grade next year. And then in 2 years, my youngest child will start 6th grade at Avalon. And so we've been involved with Avalon really since last, well, 2 years now. When my daughter, we lived in Duluth, we moved to Minneapolis, and we started my daughter in 9th grade at Avalon, and she's really been thriving since she came there. And I generally like to get involved with my children's school, but I had a job that kept me on the road all the time, and I didn't feel it was fair to get involved in something when I wouldn't be able to be present. But now I've left that job and have a different position that will allow me to be around more.
Awesome. Why are you interested in serving as an Avalon School Board member?
So to me, it's always been about community involvement. I like the things that Avalon is doing. I like the social justice stamps. I like seeing the kids when I go to pick up my kids from school, like everybody's walking out happy. And it seems like it's a place that's really inspiring kids to learn about the things that they're interested in. And certainly one of the things that really made us choose Avalon was the focus on trying to do education and educating kids through things that they're interested in. And so, for example, Hazel, my oldest, does baking. We've the two teachers she's been working with have incorporated math into that. Like, here's a recipe, you have to figure out how to triple it. And so she hates math, but yet she likes baking. So she's doing that math skills, but she doesn't think she's doing math. And I think that's so clever. And the same thing with my youngest son, who is on the spectrum, and he's obsessed with history. And if you ever meet him, he's going to talk your ear off about it. And I think that Anna's done a great job of like relating his core skills to the things that he is interested in, so that he's getting those core skills, but doesn't just shut down because he's not interested. That's not to say it works perfectly, but it's really been great to see kids blossoming under the style that Avalon has. And so I'd like to give back a little to the community.
Awesome. What are some areas of expertise or skills or contributions that you feel you can bring to our school as a board member?
So the past 3 years, I worked for a public school union. So I have some knowledge of school funding through the state. I have worked and basically been doing HR for the past 15 years, just from the union side of things. So I have experience with employee engagement, employee retention, talent acquisition, employee relations, contract negotiations, basically anything to do with the life cycle of an employee. So I've got some skills there. But I would like to approach things from that people-centric model where you don't want to be a churning place where there's a lot of turnover. So what can you do to retain people? And it isn't always about money. So are there other things that we can look at, especially as we look at the changing workforce, in the new workforce coming in? What are they looking for? It's not necessarily that dollar, which is helpful in a school setting because there just aren't any dollars. So what else can we do? I also do a lot with the diversity, equity and inclusion world, and really like using my privilege as a white woman in a cishet appearing relationship. Like, how can I use my privilege to elevate others, and make sure that people whose voices aren't normally heard, or they're uncomfortable, or they're vulnerable, like using my privilege to elevate that voices. And then I've always done a lot of community building. So I have a lot of skills with community building and how do we get people involved, and what does that look like?
Awesome. You kind of answered about the relevant community experience, board experience, and employment experience, but if you have anything else you want to add.
Sure. So along those lines with community experience, I've done a lot of political work, and I've sat on a lot of different political boards. So I have a basic understanding of board structure and how to move boards in the general direction, how to keep meetings going, and but also make sure that people have space to speak. And I've done everything from being a president to being a treasurer to just being a board member. I prefer not to be a treasurer again. That was not a happy time. But I have those skills and can bring them to Avalon.
Awesome. Any other additional information you want to share?
Just that I think Avalon is really the way that schools should structure themselves going forward. And I think public schools should take note of that model, because I know in my community circles, when I talk about Avalon, I have parents who are wanting to get into Avalon because they like that model. And obviously, one of the things I like about Avalon is that it is small and that you are able to get that, give that individual attention. But I think what people are hungering for is that model, and how can we bring that model out to a wider audience, because it does seem to be working. And an example of like the kind of like when Hazel started in 9th grade, there's a lot of conversation about finding her career path. When we filled out the paperwork, there's all this paperwork. She hadn't even thought about that in 9th grade. And I think what's interesting is through her time in Avalon, she especially with the dog training program, that wasn't something that occurred to her before. It never had even, she never even thought about doing dog training. She's still not sure that that's what she wants to do, but she has a talent for it. She likes it, and you keep giving her the opportunity. And I mean, how many other schools just have embraced those kids' interests and then like try to find space for them? Like the community garden, Leo is planning to come and help take care of the chickens over the summer, and Hazel's going to help with the garden. And just so I think like that idea of looking at kids holistically as a whole person just is been really helpful. And as a model, I think should go further.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Good luck on your candidacy.
Thank you.